I just spent an entire week with my family at Hilton Cancun all-inclusive resorts in Mexico. Was it worth it? Let's find out. I went on this trip for spring break. It's probably the best time of year to go to Cancun. There isn't a lot of humidity and the heat is just right. My first impressions of the hotel was really good, but there were a few issues that I want to address in this video, especially when you have a resort that's ranked as a 5-star all-inclusive. They have to be perfect on all aspects of their service. This resort has 3 sections, but for the time being, only 2 sections are completely built. You have the really family-friendly section where you have 1 regular pool and 1 splash pad type of pool, not really meant for swimming, but definitely a great time for kids. In the other section, there's also a pool. There is no music being played. It's very quiet and zen. I would call this pool the adult pool. As for the third area, I don't really know what it's gonna be because it's still under construction. The hotel is about a 20-minute drive from the airport. It's not close to downtown Cancun where you have all the bars and the nightclubs. If you're looking to party hard, this is not the right place for you. But if you're looking for a romantic hotel for your significant other or a place where you and your children can enjoy in a safe environment, Hilton Cancun all-inclusive is the right place for you. Depending on how you book your trip, sometimes transportation to your hotel is included. But for me, it wasn't included in the package. So I had to get a taxi for $68 US. It's a little bit expensive. Once I got to the hotel, things got a little bit wonky. It took about 30 minutes before we actually saw the receptionist. She told us that our room wasn't ready.
What are your thoughts of the check-in? Look at that, the room's still not ready. That's not 5-star service.
In the end, it took another 3 hours before we got our room. And that was really disappointing for my kids because they wanted to swim. If you arrive by check-in time, you expect your room to be ready. For this trip, I ended up getting the family 2-bedroom suite. It has 1 king bed and 2 queen beds, 2 bathrooms, 1 bathtub, 2 showers, and 2 toilets. This suite has multiple TVs, a mini bar that's always stocked up. It has a coffee machine. This room did not provide any liquor. So if you do want to drink some liquor, you're gonna have to order from room service or go down to one of the bars. The overall size of the room was fantastic, but there's one crucial thing that's missing. They don't have a balcony. When I spend time at an all-inclusive, I like to end my days relaxing outside on a balcony. If you do decide to get this room, be mindful that there will be no balcony. The overall cleanliness of the room is great. The water pressure of the showers were quite pleasant. For those of you that like to stream movies from your room, don't worry, the internet is quite fast. You will have no issues streaming. Now, there was one crazy issue when it comes to their TVs. There are TVs that are back to back. It shares the same remote. So when you're trying to control one TV, it inadvertently controls the other TV. They got to figure out that TV situation because it was quite annoying, especially when you're trying to go to bed. See here, turning it on, just turning it on. I'm over here, turn it off, and it turns it off here too. Now, this bracelet that you use to unlock your doors, you also have to use it for the elevator. You just can't enter any floor of the hotel without this bracelet. And unfortunately, for the first 3 days of our trip, our bracelets wouldn't work properly. We would have to ask the concierge to accompany us to unlock the elevator so we can reach our floor. When it comes to food, you have a lot of options at this resort. They have several a la carte restaurants. They have a buffet, a cafe, bars, snack joints, a whole slew of food for you to enjoy. The buffet, it's the place to go to for breakfast. If you love your eggs, they'll make the eggs any way you like them. There's assortment of fruits, yogurts, cold cuts, you name it, they have it. When you're there, your waiter will give you an espresso, cappuccino, any type of coffee you want. If you want juice, they'll bring you some juices. The breakfast is very good. Now, when it comes to dinner, dinner. This I find very interesting. Normally, all-inclusives have their buffet open every single night, but when we were here, they only had the buffet open for one evening, which was shocking to me. Not everyone can eat at an a la carte restaurant. A lot of times they get booked out, or the hours you want to eat at are unavailable. Hopefully in the future, they'll open up the buffet every evening, 7 days a week. First night eating at the buffet was not too good. Warm food was pretty much cold, but for the kids, it was okay.
I love shrimp, but very rubbery.
But I will say the ceviche that had mango and coconut in it was so good. And it's worth mentioning, for the room, they did something special for my son. It was his birthday, and when we got there after dinner, there was a cake waiting there for him, wishing him happy birthday, which was a nice surprise. So overall, when it comes to the buffet, you gotta eat there for breakfast. I highly recommend it. When it comes to lunch, sorry, I didn't have the chance to film it. And when it comes to supper, I only experienced it one night, and overall it wasn't the best. But if you're gonna eat there at night, get the mango coconut ceviche. It was divine. If you're not gonna eat at the buffet and you don't have a chance to make a reservation at an a la carte restaurant, you could always eat at the Azulinda Market Cafe. The coffee was so good. Every day I would drink multiple coffees from this place. You can always get some salads, fruits, snacks, cakes, and in the evening you can get yourself some fresh made pizzas to order. I didn't have one personally, but I will say they look pretty good to me. Throughout the day, if you're looking for food, you can get some food by the pool near the beach. Just stop by the hot dog / burger stand. They start grilling around 11 a.m. and they close shop around 4 p.m. La Churreria, the kids love getting all you can eat ice cream at this place. They also offered popcorn, candies, and pastries such as churros and donuts. A great place if you want your kids to get diabetes.
What do you have there?
Donut and ice cream.
Our favorite lunch place was the Taqueria. It's part of the Maxal restaurant, but you only eat outdoors. I ended up eating a lot of tacos for lunch, but towards the middle of the trip, I started feeling a little bit bloated from the corn tortillas, so I would ask the server just to give me a plate full of meat and a side order of guacamole. Now, for you parents out there, if you want to eat your tacos, but your kids want to eat burgers and hot dogs, don't worry about it. Your server will just walk over to the grilling section where they prepare the hot dogs and hamburgers, and they'll bring it over to the taqueria. This way you can enjoy your tacos while your kids are eating burgers and dogs. Now, if you're really lazy, you want to eat some tacos and you don't want to eat at the restaurant, don't worry about it. A waiter will bring food to your beach chair right into your hands. Auma Steakhouse. They had some decent steaks. Obviously, you can get some steaks, you can get some pork chops, fish, seafood, a lot of options that will please your meat needs. They also have this amazing cheese dip, and if you're gluten intolerant or celiac, they'll bring you some gluten-free bread. My overall thoughts on the restaurant, it's a great place to eat at. If you're gonna eat there and if weather permits, it's way nicer to eat outside. It's worth noting, if you're gonna eat indoors at any of these restaurants, there is a dress code. Just go on their website to get all the details. They don't really enforce it, but take a quick look. One thing I noticed with the menu at the steakhouse is that if you wanted to get yourself a tomahawk steak for 2 people, you had to pay a little bit extra. I was a little bit disappointed about that because when I'm in an all-inclusive, I want it to be really an all-inclusive. Why should I pay more for certain type of meats? I rather they just don't offer it. La Luce American Italian Kitchen. I like the short rib so much that I ordered it twice. It's very tender and very delicious. I also had some pizza there, and the pizza was very good. And if you're traveling with kids, there's a lot of good options for the kids to eat. like spaghetti meatballs and some ragu. Overall, I definitely would recommend you book this place to eat there at least once during your trip. Maxal, another restaurant that had a lot of gluten-free options for my wife. It's only open in the evening, but during the day, it's connected to the Maxal Taqueria. I love the roasted bone marrow. During the same night, I ordered that dish twice. The lobster dumplings was great, and the shrimp over here was good. It wasn't rubbery like the shrimp I had at the buffet. Overall, it is a great restaurant. When I travel overseas, I like to eat local cuisine. This is why I really enjoyed eating at the Maxal Taqueria and at the Maxal restaurant at night. Sunan is their Asian-inspired restaurant. They offer a variety of sushi, poke bowls, and spring rolls. Overall, the food was pretty good. I didn't eat there more often with my family because my wife doesn't really like seafood or fish, and most importantly, I didn't get sick from the seafood. Let's talk about their pools. In the kids section, you have a pool where there's a lot of music, a lot of entertainment, a lot of noise. Right above it, they have a little splash pad area. You do need to supervise your kids there because you don't want them to have any accidents when they're there. On another section of the hotel, let's call it the adult pool area. There's no music, it's very quiet. That's probably the best place you want to hang out if you don't have any kids and you just want to take it easy. Every morning I saw people cleaning the pool, but around midday the pool would get a little bit dirty. I saw some tissue in the pool and some band-aids. I think that even during the day it would be nice if the staff would clean the pool. That's something that has to be spot checked to be kept clean. Now when it comes to the beach towels, this is something I really appreciate. They just place it in a towel section and you could grab as many towels as you want. I've been to some all-inclusives where you have to hand a card or someone has to hand it out to you behind a counter. So this was really great that you could get your towels. Now here's a pro tip. Several times at 7 a.m. I went to the pool area trying to get a beach bed, but they were all taken. They all had towels and books on them, people reserving it. So if you want those comfy beach beds, put aside some towels the night before. Now when it comes to the bathrooms, what I like is you don't just have those individual bathrooms where people are waiting outside. You go inside to the bathroom area and there's several stalls. At no point did I ever see the bathrooms full of people, and they were always kept super clean. See, I appreciate this. You got the sinks for the adults and the lower sink for the children. Smart. Now the beach is fantastic. It's not a very wide beach, but the sand is very fine, very white, very beautiful. And they make a good effort to keep the sand clean. At least twice a day, you see the tractor going up and down the beach, removing the seaweed that goes to shore. The water in the ocean was actually warmer than the water in the pool. Let's talk about some activities around the hotel. If you have kids and you need a break, you could send them to the kids corner. It's a great place for them to meet other kids that they can play with and do a bunch of fun activities. Arts and crafts, water gun fights, build sand castles, you name it. Some nights they'll bring in some local merchants to the hotel where you could buy some souvenirs. Please make sure you negotiate with these merchants. The price that they offer is not the final price. My kids wanted some necklaces. The merchant wanted to sell me 2 for $80. I ended up spending $30 for both of them. In the hotel, they have this little amphitheater. That's where you can enjoy a bunch of different shows in the evening. One of the nights I went out with my son and they had a Michael Jackson performance. I could see that my kid really enjoyed it and all the other kids in the audience really loved the show. If you're looking to have some professionally done pictures on the resort, you can have a photographer take pictures of you and your family. They'll charge you about $14 a picture. The only issue I had with these pictures is that they only gave me JPEGs. They didn't give me the raw files. They take so many pictures during the day that if they were to shoot in RAW, they wouldn't have enough space on their cameras. If you know some people living in the Cancun area and they want to visit you at the hotel, they can purchase a day pass. They told me the day pass was going to cost $200 for my friend, but they ended up bringing it down to $150 US. What did this day pass offer? Access to all of the pools pools, and you can eat all the food you want, and you can drink all that you want. Now you're probably wondering, is it really worth it to stay at this 5-star all-inclusive resort? It costed me almost $13,000 in points. If I had to do it all over again, I probably wouldn't. It's a great place, but it's not worth $13,000 for 5 people. If it was priced more around $6,000 to $7,000, I would definitely go back. I would give this hotel a 4.5 rating. I've been to different Hiltons, like the Hilton Bora Bora. That's a true 5-star hotel. For those of you who have been to this hotel already, let me know in the comments below if you agree with me. And if you're planning on going to this all-inclusive, let me know if this video was helpful. Till next time, please make sure to give it a like. It won't cost you anything, and subscribe to this channel and check out these other great videos.